Welcome. In front of me is a Lenovo Tab Plus, and today I will go over unboxing along with a quick look at the device itself. So let's pop it straight open, and it looks like it actually comes with a charger provided based on this sticker, so that's obviously pretty good. Better than most manufacturers can do nowadays. Okay, so here we have our chunky little tablet. Now it does have some heft to it. Does have a pretty nice design, and we have some massive speakers on here. They're apparently JBL branded. Anyway, I'm gonna toss that to the side for the moment so I can see what's else in a box. And here we have our cable. It's a Type-C to Type-C cable. Never mind, I guess we don't have a charger. So that's bullshit. I hate this. I honestly don't believe devices should be sold without a charger, as you don't see cars being sold without an engine or wheels. And this is something that you need to actually use the device on a daily basis. Otherwise, you have a tablet that will work for what? Couple hours of intensive usage, and then it's gone. So yeah, no. And obviously, no one is buying the fact that manufacturers are removing chargers because they care so much about the fucking environment. Let's be honest, they're not bullshitting anyone. We all know that they're doing it because corporate greed and all on the name of profits. They would just pollute the shit out of the planet, and it wouldn't really bother them one single bit as long as they can fill their pockets. So screw yourself with the excuse of for the planet, for your wallets, you mean. Anyway, now that I went on a bit of a rant right here because I just absolutely, this kind of thing infuriates me, especially when, manufacturers like Apple tell you that while sending, their phones to China so they can, instead of being refurbished, they're being destroyed, and then sue the company because they actually refurbished them instead of destroying them. We care so much about the environment. Yeah, sure you do. Okay, let's go. So, the display right here, we have a 11.5-inch display running a resolution of 1200 by 2000. It is an LCD IPS with a 90 Hz refresh rate and a typical brightness of about 400 nits. Now on the camera it looks a little bit brighter. Obviously for indoors usage, 400 nits is plenty enough. Additionally, it boasts an 80% screen to body ratio and 203 pixels per inch. Display wise, it's okay. I would probably like to see a bit smaller bezels, as these are chunky for tablet released now. But I do want to clarify this. This device is not going to break your bank. It's about below 300 euros. So obviously at that price range, it is, I would say, pretty competitively priced, as long as these speakers also sound really good. Resolution-wise for the screen, again, a pretty good resolution. And the nice touch of higher refresh rate is obviously really nice to see. So there we go. Now continuing on into the back, where we will have our single camera. This is a 8 megapixel sensor that can record videos at 1080p, 30 frames, and so is the selfie one right here that also does the same exact thing. Now in terms of the internals right here, storage, we have 128 gigabytes of storage and 8 gigabytes of RAM, but you can have it spec'd higher with 256 gigs of storage and also 8 gigs of RAM. Now the one that I have right here is the higher one, the 256 and 8, and both versions of this device in terms of storage come with UFS 2.2 storage type. So relatively slow, but shouldn't necessarily need anything like super high right here, because this tablet for instance can't record 4 or 8K videos at like 60 frames. So you won't really see that big of an impact. Now, in terms of the battery in here, we have a 8600 mAh battery, and it is going to support 45 watts charging on a cable. So pretty decent. Just shame that the charger didn't come provided with the device, because out of the box, this tablet can't be charged at all. And if you use this cable to plug it into anything, you can charge it at what, 5, maybe 10 watts, depending on what Type-C accessory you have, like a computer or something like that. So yeah, go figure. You can't really achieve those results with like typical, port on your computer. Specifically if you're going to be using like the typical cable like this, so Type-C to Type-A. That's going to be limited to 5 watts. Go charge your 45-watt charging capability device without a charger from your computer at 5 watts. At that point, 45 means absolutely nothing to me. Now, I do want to say I do like these devices. I like the design of them and the kickstands and all that stuff, and they are nicely priced. I just like to see that charger be provided with the device in the box. After all, you're paying for the entire device, which you can't use this device if it discharges itself. And I do understand that this is probably not a very common problem. Most of us have a charger, but for God's sake, when you're buying a device for over close to 300 euros, you expect to have the entire package, not half of it. And it's not an entire package if you can't charge it. Even if you have a charger, you shouldn't need to use separate charger that you might have laying around. And keep in mind, you might. Not everyone has a charger lying around. Some of us might not. So just wanted to kind of point that out. Now, I'm gonna quickly go through the setup, which I probably should have been doing while actually just renting. Because I do want to check out the actual speakers on this device, as they are pretty substantial, at least the way they look like. So let me just quickly connect to network. So just to kind of showcase these, we have these speakers right here. If I can actually get there we go, the light to shine in there. So you can see we have one here and one on the other. They call it, octa-core speakers or whatever. I'm not really sure why octa, but all I see is max maybe 4, so that would be quad. But who am I? I'm just an idiot. So yeah, let's just give it a moment. Now, one thing that I didn't mention is the build quality right here. So we do have a pretty robust build quality right here. The device has some heft to it, and it looks like the back is made out of plastic by the looks of it, right? No, that's actually metal. So yeah, that would be metal. I basically am going based on like the touch and feel of it, as there is no mention on what it's built. So yeah, the back looks to be metal. The frame is made out of plastic, as you can clearly see right here. And taking a look at the actual tray right here, which was, oh, there we go, on the top. No, I didn't actually pop it out. There we go. The tray supports only expansion for the SD card. Oh, and I'm an adult, cool. And skip signing in. One thing that I want to point out is, in terms of the build quality, once I actually get to the setup, it gives me the vibes of like Kindle because of this back right here, which I'm gonna showcase just in a second once I go through this. Come on, skip. Like I said, I should have done this before. Okay, so while it's doing whatever, so because it does have this kind of like bezel right here, it does give me this Kindle vibe, so you can hold it like almost at bulk right here and do have a better grip on it. And it does feel nice, though. Want to clarify this, the device has some weight to it, so your hand might be, you know, exhausted after like reading for several hours and holding it like this. So something to keep in mind. But obviously, we also have this kickstand right here, so you can just flip it, and it does flip back pretty far. So you can do something like this, or basically any point in between. So pretty great function built into the device for just media consumption in general. I do really like this kind of approach with Lenovo. As far as I know, Lenovo is the only one that does this, and this is a pretty cool thing. And at the end, it just folds flash, and obviously it won't be flopping around. It does hold there pretty well, so you do have to actually want to open it up for it to kick out. It won't be popping open on its own. Now let's see some music playback on here. Nope, never mind, I didn't want to do that. Sorry, no, use without an account. Alright, there's a YouTube pre-installed here. Not sure why I'm going through the browser. So let's check out Crabbrave. Okay. pretty decent. Okay, so I know that the microphone won't be picking it up in like its fullness, but just to kind of give you a description of it, the speakers do sound pretty good. They are a bit more on the flat side. They don't have as much bass to this, but the clarity and loudness of them is just fantastic, and it does give you this more open presence. So typically when you have any kind of phone, you can hear that the sound is just coming out from a single area. Here, because the speakers are basically like here, and these are pretty big, you do have more of a like an open feel to it, and it does sound good. I probably wouldn't be like listening to this if I had a choice to listen to something better, but for a tablet or something like that, it's really good. Now, anyway, with that being said, this was the last thing that I wanted to go over right here. So anyway, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.